Hello, my name is Apurva Samanto. I welcome you to LearnerBuddy. Today, let us become familiar with UiPath Studio. Today, we will know the home screen or the home interface of UiPath Studio. So, let's get started. So, I will go to the search option and find for UiPath Studio. I can find the UiPath Studio is here in the recent tab. So, let me open it. So, our UiPath Studio is being opened. Now we can see the home interface of UiPath Studio, and here UiPath is asking us to start our journey from here. So for now, I will click on the cancel button. And now you can see that there are many icons and many buttons are there in the home interface of UiPath Studio. So we will go one by one. So if we explore the UiPath home interface, then we can see that here the UiPath Studio logo is present, and here UiPath is saying that it is UiPath Studio Community, means we are using the Community Edition with the community license. Here the first functionality is open, and here if you look properly, so to open any previously built or pre-available workflow, we need to click this button, or we can also send hotkey ctrl plus home, that is control plus home. We can open any pre-available workflow with this button. Otherwise we can go with the start option, and here also we will be finding one option, that is open a local project. So let us click this open button first. So if we click this open button, so we will be finding this pop from the explorer, means the file explorer. Here if you see, all the files and folders kept over here. So to open any UiPath Studio project, we need to open the main file of that particular workflow. We open any of the workflows, we need to open UiPath workflow. How do we know that what is the UiPath workflow? Once we will be building any of the UiPath workflow, the extension of that particular workflow will be .xaml. That would be the extension for any UiPath coded workflow. Okay, so let us find that. So here it is saying that workflow project file, but we will be choosing workflow files. So if we choose workflow files, we can see that there is a main file that was coded with UiPath. So you can see the UiPath logo over here. So we need to just select on it, and we need to just hit the open button. That's it. That particular coded workflow main.xaml, that this extension xaml would be there once we will be coding anything with UiPath Studio. The extension would be XAML. So now you can see the particular file main.xaml has been opened by UiPath Community Studio. Now here I haven't written anything, but you don't need to look into these things right now. Okay. So this is how we need to open any UiPath coded workflow, means any pre-available workflow that is built with UiPath Studio. So now here UiPath is asking us that before we automate, so UiPath needs to show us something. Okay, so for us, we will be skipping all the steps. Let us see what UiPath will be showing us. So what UiPath is saying is that we need to take a quick pause. So then we need to just select it, and we need to click the stop, but we will not do it. So for now, I will click on the skip these steps option. The second option UiPath wants us to show is build, test, and run your automation thing. Again, if you want to see anything, then you need to just select this radio option, and you need to click on start button. But for me, I will click on skip this step option. So now the third thing what UiPath wants us to show, that is how to publish project. So if you want to see that as well, this radio button is already selected. You need to hit this start button. But as of now, we will click on skip this step. That's it. So now we need to hit on the dismiss button. As of now, we know how to open a UiPath coded workflow, means any pre-available workflow that was built through UiPath. Let us go to the home panel. Here you can see the first option was open, and we just opened it through this button. We can open the same file with this option as well, that is known as open a local project, and this option will be available in start option here. So if we click here, so you can see the same kind of pop-up from the explorer, that is the file explorer. Here also you need to go to this option and you need to just choose workflow files, and here you can find the same thing. Just select it and hit enter. That will be again opened. Okay, but as we have already opened it, so we will click on cancel. So now this was open thing. Now here you can also just send a hotkey, that is ctrl plus o. So the same thing, the same pop-up will be opened from file explorer. Okay, now as we have opened it, so we have the option of close as well. So if you see right now, close option is enabled. Previously it was disabled because we didn't have any previously coded UiPath workflow opened. If you have seen it properly, you could have just seen it, or if you don't observe it properly, just go few seconds back and just check the video, and you could see that there was no close button enabled because we didn't have any open workflow. Okay, now if we click on this close button, you can see that is gone. If you see here, there was a arrow, so just to go back to the design pane, we can't go now because we have already closed it. So now let us open that again. So if I click on open a local project option, so we will be having the same pane, and now select workflow files. Now click on the main and let's open it. So it will be opened here. You can see it has opened. Now we can go back. So here is the back button I was talking about. We have already seen how to open and close a UiPath workflow. So to open anything, we need to click on this button. We need to just send a hotkey, that is Control plus O. Otherwise, we can go with from start. Then we can go with open local project. We can open any previously built UiPath project in these three ways. We have also seen that if we need to close any previously opened UiPath workflow, we need to just hit on this close button. Okay, now we are here on the start button. You can see we are there in start button, and it is highlighted in the left hand side. So in the start pane, we are having many more options. So if we want to open any local project, then we need to hit this button as we have already discussed. And if we want to clone it from any Git, TFS or SVN repository, then we need to click on this button. Once we will be opening any of the UiPath coded process, so those processes will be lined up here in the open recent tab. So if we would have opened, let's suppose many more processes, those processes will be listed in this open recent pane. Okay. So now here in the new project pane, we will be having many options. If we want to build any new process, then we need to click on this process button just to create a new blank project or blank process. So if I click here, so you will be having a new blank process. So here you can just put a name as per your wish. What is the process name you can give over here? You can choose a location. So here you can write, otherwise you can select from this option. So I am canceling right now, and now you need to put a description of the process. You need to select the compatibility of the process. So there are three options for compatibility. One is Windows, second one is cross platform, and third one is for Windows legacy. Here you can just select the language you will be going with for developing your code. So there are two options. One is VB.NET and the second one is C#. So you can just select any of them, and you need to just hit the enter button. So then you will be finding a new process will be opened in the UiPath Studio. So then you need to build as per your wish. Okay, so as of now, as we have already opened one, so that's why I am not going to create one new. So I am clicking on close option. The second option is the library. What library actually is? So let's suppose once you are developing a huge project with many things. Probably you need to build some reusable component, and to build some reusable component and to combine them into a library, you need to click on this library option, and here you can just build your reusable components and you can just publish them together inside library. Third option is test automation. If you want to create any test project, then you need to go with this test automation option. The fourth one is template. Let's suppose you want to build a project, but you want your predefined own custom template. You need to go with this template option. Here you can make your own predefined custom template to use it inside your any of the project or process. So here we are having a second pane that is known as new from template. So here you will be having many templates. Okay, all the templates are listed over here. So if you just go with any attended automation framework, so you can just choose this template. These are previously available template in UiPath Studio. You don't need to make your own template here. You can just use these templates provided by UiPath Studio itself. If you want to go with any background process, you can just choose this one to go with any background process template. If you want any cross browser testing template, then you can just use this one. If you need to go with any mobile testing, you can use this one. If you want to go with any orchestration process, so you may use this one. And this one is the most important for any RPA developer, that is robotic enterprise framework. Okay, this template is very much useful whenever you will be building any enterprise level of solution for your client, in your internal project or anywhere. So you need to use this robotic enterprise framework. So if you are going with any transactional process, then you may use this template. But not only this, so there are many more templates we can find in more templates option, or we can again find the same templates whatever we have talked about here, and what we will be just getting after hitting the more templates option. So all the templates will be available in the templates pane. So once we will be going to templates pane, we will be having it once more. So the next option or the next pane what we will be receiving, that is tools. So let us hit the tools pane. In tools, we will be having three tools. One is apps, the second one is UiPath extensions, and the third one is UiPath plugins. In apps, so we will be having three apps. The first one is UI Explorer. This tool will be useful once we will be doing some UI automation, means we will be going to develop any automation that interacts with any user interface. So then this tool will be useful to capture or inspect any element and having proper selectors. The second one inside the app pane, that is project dependencies mass update tool. So let's suppose you are having multiple projects that is stored locally, and you are having multiple dependencies as well that is stored locally, or that is stored in SVN or TFS repositories, and you need to update those. To change, modify or update, you can use this tool for mass update. Third one is repair tool for Microsoft Office. Let's suppose you are working for any project that is involving any of the Microsoft Office tools, and the tool and UiPath syncing is not working properly. Since you are not able to automate the Microsoft Office tools with UiPath properly or in a smooth way, then you may need to go with this repair tool for Microsoft Office option, just to repair all these discrepancies from Microsoft Office and UiPath syncing. Okay. The second one inside the tool option is UiPath extensions. So if you remember from the last video, I talked about the add-ons. When UiPath was installed, so we could see that there are many more add-ons UiPath was installing by its own during the installation of UiPath Studio Community Edition itself. If you haven't seen the download, install and setup of UiPath Studio Community Edition latest version video, so you need to click on this I button and you will be finding that video where you will be knowing how to download, install and set up the latest version of UiPath Studio Community Edition. And once that will be installed, you will be get to know that what the extensions and add-ons I am talking about. So during the installation of UiPath Studio Community Edition, UiPath tries to install the add-ons for Chrome, Edge, and Excel. So if you see, and in that video you'll be figuring it out that we installed the add-in or add-on for Excel, we installed the add-on for Edge, but as I was working with Chrome, so I didn't install the extension for Chrome. Here also we'll be getting the chance to install any of the add-ons if we didn't install it in the installation phase of UiPath Community Studio. So here we will be having all the options to install. Let's suppose for me we are going to automate any of the tasks which requires Chrome. So then we need to install the UiPath Chrome extension, and we need to click on the install button. It will be automatically installed. So let me just try. So if I click on the install button, so here if you see, it is saying the UiPath extension for Chrome was successfully installed for the current user. Okay, so here we need to just press enter. That's it. Here you can see that now we are getting uninstall option. Previously we are getting install option. As it is installed now, we are getting option uninstalling. Okay, so if you see that here Firefox is not there for my system, it is not installed on my system, so that's why the Firefox option is not enabled, it is disabled because I don't have Firefox on my system. If you want to install any of the add-ons for any user specifically, then you need to go with these options. Let's suppose we need to install the add-on for VMware Horizon for any current user or all the users present on the system, then here is the option given. So here you can just choose the current user or you can choose for all users. So by default it will be done for the current user. But option under tools is plugins. So here if you see, we are having the plugins for Git, we are having the plugins for SVN, that is Apache Subversion, and the third one is for TFS, that is known as Teams Foundation Server. So we can just enable or use any of the source control plugins. You can use Git, SVN, or TFS as per your choice. The next is test automation plugins. Here you will be finding two options. One is text explorer. So this is helpful while you need to run, configure, and manage your test automation project from a single location. This option will be helpful for you. The next option is test manager. This is basically a web application that will allow you to easily manage your testing processes. So that's it for plugins. Now let's go to templates. As I have already talked about in the start pane, where we have the templates and we had a button for more templates. So if we go with templates, we will be having each and every template present with UiPath Studio. We have talked about attended automation framework, background process, cross testing, mobile testing, and there are three more that are orchestration process, robotic enterprise framework. This is the most important template for all the UiPath developers, and the last one is transactional process. But you will be having many more, so you can go with any advanced framework, you can go with any advanced RPA process flow template, or anything you can just choose from here. So if you see here, this is the name of that particular framework, who has developed this framework, and what is the version of the framework. You will be having all the information from here, and as per your choice or as per your requirement, you can use any of the frameworks from here. Let us go to the next one, that is theme pane. So here you will be having the same source control repositories mentioned over here. If you see here, we are having only Git, because if you go to here, you could see here for source control plugins we have only enabled Git, so that's why we are getting Git. If we enable SVN or TFS as source control plugins, so we will be having all the plugins of source control in this team option as well. So instead of only having Git, we will be having Git, TFS, SVN. So we will be having all. So you can use the source control repository from here. Now let us go to the settings pane. If we go to settings pane, we will be finding five options. First one would be general, second one will be design, third one would be location, fourth one is manage sources, and fifth one would be the license and profile. So let's go with one by one. First one, that is general. Here you will be having some general settings like what would be your preferred language. So for me, I have just selected English, so you can just choose from the drop down. Okay, so the second one would be theme, that is you can just select the theme as light or dark. Okay, the third one, that would be telemetry. It would be useful if you want to send anonymous user statement to UI, then it will be helpful. If you want to reset all the previously applied settings, then you need to click on the reset settings option. It will reset all of your previously applied settings. The second option is design. I would not go with each and every details in the design thing, because each and every design settings mentioned over here is self-explanatory. If you just hover on the question mark after the design settings name, then you will be having the details of that particular settings, that what is the settings all about. So you can just explore by your own that what is the design settings mentioned over here, and each and every settings have this question mark icon where you will be finding the explanation of that particular setting. Okay, and you can apply as per your wish. So the third one is locations. So here, if we just need to set up any predefined project path, you can just put the project path here. Same goes for publish your process URL. If you want to give any process URL for publishing, you can just provide that URL here. You can just provide the library URL also here. If you need to go with any template URL, you need to just put the template URL here, and here is your custom workflow analyzer rules location. If you have kept any workflow analyzer rules in some local or any other place, then you need to put that location. And if you again go with this question mark icons, you will be finding all the details over here. That's why I will not just go in detail, because all these things are self-explanatory and all these things have been written over here. Now let us go with the fourth option, that is manage source. So here if you have any default package sources, so for local, this is the location. For official packages, this is the location. The marketplace packages, so these all are the locations what is mentioned over here, and this is the orchestrator host for your UiPath development. And this is the area where if you have any your defined package sources, that means any user defined package sources you need to put, you need to place those here. So what you need to do, you need to just click on this plus icon, and you need to provide the name and the source of the package, and you need to just simply click on this add button, and it will be mentioned in this space. Okay, so you will be having your user defined package sources list here. Last one, that is license and profile. If you have seen the video on download, install and setup of UiPath Studio, then you could have observed that I have talked about two profiles while we are installing and setting the UiPath Studio up. The first one was UiPath Studio and the second one was UiPath Studio X, right? So here we will be getting two options for licensing. One is change local license. So as this is community license, we don't have any enterprise licenses, so that's why this option is grayed out, that means it is disabled. Now let us click on change profile. UiPath Studio X is for the citizen developers to do some internal tasks, not for enterprise level up solution, but UiPath Studio is for enterprise level up solution. And as we are going to become UiPath developer, so we will go with UiPath Studio. To explore anything on UiPath Studio X, then you need to just select this one and your profile will be changed or switched to UiPath Studio X. But now we will not do that because we need to go with UiPath Studio. So that's it. Now let me close this one, and we have now found all the things about license and profile. Now the very last thing, that is the help pane. Here you can see that if you want to get any product documentation, you need to go with this option of product documentation. If you need to discuss about your process and if you need any help, you just need to go with UiPath Community Forum. Community Forum is a virtual platform or a cloud platform where you will be finding thousands of UiPath professionals helping each other. So you can just post your question with your screenshot of error or everything, and there are many people who will be helping you. The help center is there also to just get any online resources portal, or if you need any support for any of your UiPath tools, then you need to just use this help center. If you need to just learn things on UiPath, then you can use UiPath Academy. This is again a university kind of thing and a virtual one to provide you all the knowledge about UiPath. So if you want to know the release notes, so you can just use this option of release notes to get all the full history of releases and all the release notes. If you want to take a quick survey, then you need to go with this option that is known as take a short survey, and you can provide your feedback to UiPath directly. If you want to get any quick tutorial, then you need to go with this option of quick tutorial. This will be a short videos of around 2 minutes. Okay, and here you will be finding the things about UiPath Studio, that is the studio version, that is 2023.8.0 version. This is a community edition with community license. That's all for now. Thank you so much for staying with me to become familiar with UiPath Studio. Don't forget to subscribe LearnerBuddy to stay connected with LearnerBuddy and learn together with LearnerBuddy. Thank you.